It's that time again, and we are going to talk about Dragon Ball Heroes, Super Dragon Ball Heroes anime and manga. Compare them again, this time Big Bang Mission, since it's concluded. So first, the manga is stomping the anime because better characterization, more panels compared to anime's lesser runtime, add more care into relevant scenes would make the medium more appealing. Big Bang Mission has most of the differences compared to the others, especially since in the anime the Vegetos and Gojitas team up, while in the manga they fight separately for the most part. The sequel is the story of Super Dragon Ball Heroes. Big Bang Mission is the continuation of Fuse experiment from Universe Mission. This time he wants to make his own universe with the energy of the 12 universes. It's up to Goku and Vegeta to team up with the time patrollers to stop Fuse. As you expect, Heroes and the timelines are messed up again. You will see a lot of enemies getting involved and got massive power-ups through the time rift. You will say an aura, dark dragon balls, some stupid masks, etc. Like, it is insane how powerful some of these characters are going to get. As this is a video game adaptation, power scaling can go out the window, kinda like in Dragon Ball Super, but at least we have some excuses. Stupid things like random old antagonist or villain appearing out of nowhere should not surprise you. But enough of that, let's go to the highlights. Rematch between Goku versus Bills, or with the entire Z Fighters. The difference between anime and manga starts here. In the manga, Goku fights Bills on his own. We finally get how far Goku has gotten, but he only uses Super Saiyan Blue in that matchup. But it's probably the best fight between Goku and Bills we have gotten so far, so maybe worth a watch, a read I should say, because there's no Goku versus Bills that is even close to that level. Because if you watch the anime, it is utterly disappointing. Capsule Cup Goku, Capsule Cup Vegeta, Xeno Trunks, attack fight, while everyone is watching, trying to think of something, and then someone has to cock block like always. So they will eventually find out that few is just draining the energy from other universes with the universe tree, which is born from the universe seed from the previous arc. Let's go to the next highlight. Goku Capsule Corp, Vegeta Capsule Corp versus Tallest of Bojack. So Tallest and Bojack have teamed up with Few, and apparently they were saved before they were killed in the past. So the Capsule Corp counterparts experienced movie 3, I guess, and movie 9. So these movies are the same timeline as the Capsule Corp timeline. They got a massive power up, putting them above Super Saiyan God level. In the case of the anime, they are even to Super Saiyan Blue. In the manga, the fight is insanely good because we saw how Goku and Vegeta perform differently compared to Turles and Bojack. Both villains use different fighting styles fitting their personality. As you can see, Bojack uses muscle-bound violence. Meanwhile, Turles uses, you could say, battle tactics. He uses his cape to draw attention away from himself and attack Goku from a blind spot. And the anime Bojack and before Bojack and Tallest meet the Capsule Corp counterparts, they fight each other, and Tallest shows what makes him Tallest, according to the animators. He eats fruits 24/7. But he did use a ki blast in an efficient way in Heroes. So far means of creating a smoke screen and attacking Goku from behind, because we aren't used to Goku getting attacked from behind from Dragon Ball Super, so he is forced to turn Super Saiyan Blue to free himself. Bojack versus Vegeta is as lame, but you can say it's better than your average Dragon Ball Super fight because there's no ratatatatata. So you could say there's somewhat of an improvement, and considering it was a double fight feature, not much to be disappointed about, besides Super Saiyan Blue struggling against an untransformed Bojack and another base form Saiyan. How many times did Super Saiyan God get humiliated by non-Super Saiyans or Saiyans without God powers so far? It's utterly stupid. Doesn't matter if this is just a video game, and we have yet to see a Super Saiyan God get a worthwhile victory. Get your counters on when we go to Ultra Gold mission one day. As this goes on, Xeno Goku and Xeno Vegeta fight Dr. W. So apparently the Xeno versions of Goku and Vegeta are in hell, and this guy called Dr. W is there. In the anime version, it had some interesting setting as they fight over hot lava, and it gives us some unique visuals. They struggled against Dr. W's vanishing ki attacks, which remind me of Boruto's vanishing Rasengan. The fight is relatively boring, because the only interesting thing is Vegeta going Super Saiyan 3 alongside Goku. As they struggle, and Dr. W has to force them to transform further, and then turns out he was just intending to absorb the Super Saiyan 4 energy. Yeah. And while all that is happening, God Hater, Hearts, and Cell get freed by the meteor. In Hell, apparently Dr. Willow used the Super Saiyan powers to awaken Janemba, who was completely different from how Janemba actually works, because Janemba is not an experiment of science, but a natural creation, because too much evil wasn't stored properly. So Capsule Corp counterparts along with Trunks and Pan land on Hell, intending to follow few who stole Toki Toki alongside Doki Doki or something. It's dumb. In the anime, Trunks goes Super Saiyan 3 as Goku, and Vegeta goes Super Saiyan Blue, and they assist the Super Saiyan Force. The animation is clean as fuck, but the ratatatatata is bothersome, like in all fights. Regardless, it is by far the best Super Saiyan 4 fight in Heroes we have gotten so far, and others may arrive soon. It was nice to see the Goku's team up. The animators were probably told to ignore the Vegetas. All the Vegetas, Pan and Trunks, all they did was throw a ki blast. Then we see ratatatata for the billionth time, a real cockblock. As the super demon gods came to save them, Trunks finally decided it's a good idea to turn Super Saiyan God, but because it's Super Saiyan God, it's useless. The most annoying thing is that despite Janemba using his unique movie abilities, none of the attacks leave any significant impact, because we are watching on the Realm fight that advertises toys for kids. The entire anime budget is pretty much wasted on this garbage show. The manga version is not that impressive. The Super Saiyan Force were completely overwhelmed. Pan and Trunks couldn't do shit. Capsule Corp Goku could just save Xeno Goku, and Capsule Corp Vegeta just refused to fight because he's that asshole type character. They needed to be saved by the margins. In order to defeat Janemba, the Saints decided to give this key to the Super Saiyan 4 characters so they can break their limits. This is the introduction of Super Dragon Ball Heroes' first major transformation for the main characters, which can be used in battle. Super Saiyan 4 Limit Break, or a variation of Ultra Full Power Super Saiyan 4 that uses God Key. Something young GG came out with his Super Saiyan 4 God form when he made his Dragon Ball vs manga with GT Goku Super Saiyan 4 fighting Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black. Like always, the anime Vegeta was a tsundere before giving in. As the power up scene was certainly impressive. It was telling us shit is about to get real, then we get to the fight. It was hardly considered one. The double Dragon Fist looked garbage. Regarding that form itself, it's just Super Saiyan 4 with a different aura, which technically makes sense on how Super Saiyan 4 works, but it could have looked better. It looks pretty bad. I don't consider this a palette swap, by the way. In the manga, it was explained why they don't give the key to the Capsule Corp characters, because it can affect the timelines, corrupt the timelines, and they shouldn't get that power if they aren't part of the Time Patrollers. That is why the Super Saiyan 4 characters got it. It is explained that the new Janemba has a layer of key that protects him from any attack, so they need a piercing attack like the double Dragon Fist to impale him. We don't see the transformation scene, but immediately jumping to action where it will be revealed that they powered up. I prefer the anime version, but the reveal isn't bad. As the fight was different, it's a different story. They powered up to a level that Janemba can't catch them off guard. But even with that superior power, they have to work in unison to pierce through the barrier. It's nice to see Goku play the professor when interacting with Vegeta on how to beat Janemba. He actually feels like Goku again, and the double Dragon Fist left much more of an impression compared to the anime. Before the fight against Fuse starts, the Time Patrollers and Magins disappear, leaving the Capsule Corp characters in front of the universe tree unable to destroy it. Few would use Kamba's key to turn them into Super Saiyan Berserk, which is a stronger version of Super Saiyan Berserk from Super Dragon Ball Heroes 2. So Vegeta and Goku decide to use the Potara. Anime, the fight with Vegeta and Few was pretty lame. Vegeta used a barrier to protect him from the evil key, so he doesn't get corrupted. In the end, the universe tree was destroyed by Super Shadow, who was summoned by the god of destruction of all universes in the Capsule Corp timeline. Towa would come and give Few dark key collected from the bodies of the Time Patrollers who fought Megikabura or something. I can't spell it. I speak his name nor spell it because it's so awful. In the manga, Vegeta is implied to have got vastly stronger since his fight against Kamba. The barrier protects him from the evil key, and Few is forced to transform. The fight, while short, is pretty much far more engaging. Few's plan is ruined by the god of destruction, who summons the dragon with the Super Dragon Balls. Mira would come to stop Vegeta temporarily until Towa gives Few the Dark Key, turn him into the Dark King. So we talk about Dark King Few. With the Dark King power, Few would remember how he has gotten power, remember his memories and all that bullshit, and use his new power to restore the universe tree. few would have trouble fighting two variations of Vegeta while doing so. In the anime, right after his reveal, some small talk that he doesn't give a fuck about Towa, but needing her at the end and Mira's assistant to stop Capsule Corp Vegito, because even with his power up he wasn't strong enough to stop the Super Saiyan Blue character. Unfortunately, another Super Saiyan Vegito appears, Super Saiyan 4 Limit Breaker to be exact, and we would go into Ratatatatata mode. But few would teleport the Vegetos in some weird place where they will find themselves with someone familiar. And meanwhile, in the manga, few would kinda get embarrassed that that Towa calls herself a servant, his servant, considering it's his mother. Few is trying to get used to his new power, but he puts much better of a fight against Vegito before Towa decides to seal Vegito. So Xeno, Vegito and Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan 4 would appear, and the Migra's group would save the Vegito as well as stop Towa and Mira. We get some really good action from all parties. Vegito Xeno transforms into his limit breaker form. Few would seal Vegito Blue's movement, and before Xeno Vegito could stop Few, someone familiar would come to stop him. And this is where Dragon Ball Heroes shows their love for classic Broly. I mean, I can't blame them, he's an awesome villain. In the anime he appeared in his legendary Super Saiyan state and made everyone shut their pants. First he fights Vegito Xeno before breaking his own limit and using Super Saiyan limit breaker 4. Because of course he does. While the writers suck at writing Broly's personality, they sure know how to make his fights look good. He took on both Vegetos simultaneously. In order to stop Few, Vegito Capsule Corp would use himself as a bait for Broly. In the meantime, let's look to the manga again, where Vegito fights Super Saiyan 4 Broly by himself, and the other Vegito is capable of moving, as Few would concentrate himself on his goal. Few would put him into a building and without distracting him. Broly would adapt to Vegito's ki and transform into Limit Breaker himself. The action is impressive as always, and the Vegetos are both in a pickle, where they have to use their remaining power to break through the universe tree before it could give birth to the new universe. Spoiler alert, it failed. We move to Goku Capsule Corp, who wakes up in a replica of Universe 7, created by the Universe 3. There he would meet Few and team up with him against Frieza and Cooler. In the anime, Frieza and Cooler chase Goku with the spaceship for some reason. They leave the spaceship and attack Goku together, so Hearts have to stop him. Frieza and Big Bro would transform to their golden states like Goku and Vegeta transform Super Saiyan Blue in the anime usually. Hearts, being Hearts, would roast the shit out of Cooler when asked about being Kamba's friend. Frieza would get humiliated by Ultra Instinct Sign Goku because of course. And then the Dark Dragon Ball appears and possesses both of the Frieza duo. They beat up the good guys, and Brawler appears, beats up everyone because it's Broly motherfucker. Then a guy in a black hoodie looks totally not like Goku appears, obviously to be a Saiyan, and Frieza and Cooler from the Dark Dragon Ball, as well as lure Broly away from the battlefield. Then the master behind the curtain shows himself. It looks like Goku, definitely not evil Goku, and he wants to see everyone fight each other. In the manga, Cooler and Frieza compete on who can kill Goku the best, with hearts coming for the save. In the manga, we see that Cooler has an inferiority complex to Frieza, which is interesting, and Hearts would use it against him, roasting the shit out of him. Also, the difference in skill and power is shown well between the villains and the duo of Goku and Hearts. It ends up pissing off the Crimson Saiyan with the mask, who would throw the Dark Dragon Balls to the brothers and giving them power. The tides of the battle shifts. We get some amazing action, and then the warrior in black appears and totally not a Saiyan and saves them. We move to planet Vegeta of all places. There Vegeta would obtain new exclusive forms and getting a W against worthwhile opponents for once. In the anime, Vegeta gets trashed by Combat and Tallest, and keep fighting in the strongest forms. Vegeta would get corrupted by the evil aura and then transform into Super Saiyan Berserk and overcome it, becoming Super Saiyan Berserk controlled. Vegeta would beat both of them up, getting their respect. In the manga, Vegeta gets trashed again. Combo and Tallest fight each other. Is full power Super Saiyan 3 versus Evil Saiyan. During the fight, the evil Saiyan power corrupts Vegeta, who comes to terms with what it means to be a Saiyan. He becomes Super Saiyan Berserk, and then turning into Super Saiyan Berserk controlled Vegeta, and beats the crap out of Tallest and Kamba. Then he teaches Tallest about the importance of Old Saiyan pride and that it has nothing to do with being evil or good. Evil Goku would appear in an unexpected plot twist that he was the Crimson Saiyan the whole time and fight against Goku. His goal is to kill 100 Gokus to obtain the true power of Goku. In the anime, he appears challenging Super Saiyan Blue as Super Saiyan Rosé or Pink, whichever you prefer, and beats the crap out of Goku effortlessly, as usual. Goku would turn Ultra Instinct and beats the crap out of evil Goku, but can't hit him with Ratatata. Or who can't hit him with Ratatata? Being a salty loser, evil Goku decides to blow up the planet they are fighting on. Tallest keeps him busy, so everyone can escape thanks to Cell. In the manga, evil Goku appears, transforms into Super Saiyan Rosé, and Goku turns Ultra Instincts. We get some good interactions between Hearts and evil Goku, considering they used to be comrades at one point. Only that this Zama's Hearts fighting is a different one because the one he liked back then was the merged Zamasu. So evil Goku doesn't know who Hearts is. But we find some interesting things about how Hearts and Zama's met and what the first words were. Tallest, a sign of respect for Vegeta, uses himself as a sacrifice so everyone can escape, because evil Goku is stronger than Ultra Instinct Goku in the manga. When they were alone planning for the next move, Goku and Vegeta are sent to a place to train, something like a time chamber or some bullshit. Gohan would fight Dr. W, who out to be Dr. Willow in the anime. In the manga, he would get his rematch against Bojack, who was ignored in the anime at this point. The manga would let Krillin fight Dr. Willow instead, alongside Hearts. And we see some good interactions between Gohan and Bojack, how Bojack changed. It's a really nice character arc for Bojack and what he taught Gohan. By the way, the whole time Super 17 was with a mask around, but don't waste your don't worry about him, he doesn't do jack shit the entire story. The manga has a few more additions, like the fight against Majin Yishinglong or Omega Shenron for some reason, who fights Kamba, which is fun to watch. Some others don't. The warrior in black decides to fight evil Goku in the meantime and transforms into a Super Saiyan. And this happens to be the reason we see something interesting, because he looks like Goku. Like, we need more Goku lookalikes. And evil Goku Zamasu uses his new copy universe. It wants to use this new copy universe to continue his Zero Mortal plan or some bullshit. The anime version has some the fight is really entertaining. That reminds me of Bleach without swords, but there's some ratatatata which ruins the action. But the transitioning with evil Goku transforming into Super Saiyan Rose 3 is nicely done. In the manga it's much shorter, already transformed into his Super Saiyan variation. Master Ultra well, we will get to that. After all the training, Goku and Vegeta would decide to fight evil Goku, who awakened his new power. Again, it's fusion time. Anime. Goku and Vegeta appear in Mastered Ultra Instinct and Super Saiyan Blue Berserk controlled respectively, putting a lot of pressure on Zamasu. Zamasu would reveal another transformation, while Goku and Vegeta would run out of juice. So Golden Freezer and Golden Metal Cooler would appear to stop him, but evil Goku decides to summon Majin Omega Shenron, who beats the crap out of them. Then Kamba and Hearts appear to stop the dragon. Goku and Vegeta fuse to Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta to fight the pink-haired Saiyan and beat him up. During the fight he would transform further, a combination between the strongest forms of Goku and Vegeta. He ends up not feeling well and disappears. In the manga, Goku and Vegeta immediately fuse against the evil Saiyan, but the wannabe god transforms further. Doesn't matter because Vegeta also transforms further and then the fusion runs out. So the Saiyan and Black assist Goku in a Father Son Kamehameha way, and they beat evil Goku. In the meantime, everyone goes back to Fu, who managed to free himself from Demigra Steel alongside Vegeta, who ran out of fusion time. So it's fusion time again. In the anime we get an underwhelming double Gogeta feature that was completely disappointing. In the manga, however, Gogeta Xeno in Super Saiyan 4 puts some good pressure on Fu, dodging the time freeze attack. He would transform into Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 and almost get Fu until Fu decides to speed up the flow of time, so the fusion ran out. Everyone appears to assist the Super Saiyan 4 characters as Broly appears for the billions of time. So it's Goku and Goku time. While everyone is busy to keep Broly and others busy, the two Gokus try to stop Few. Honestly, I didn't really matter much. In the anime, they fire just a Kamehameha. In the manga, they fight a little more before running out of juice. It's not much of a difference. Goku Capsule Corp gets a power up from the tree and becomes universal, beating Few. Again, the manga is overall the better experience, be it in dialogue, action, characterization, even in pacing. The manga is a different level from the anime. There are a few moments better than in the anime, such as the Crimson Saiyan versus the Warrior in Black, and the reveal of the Limit Breaker from the legendary Super Saiyan form Broly kicking ass is also somewhat neat, and the interactions between the Vegetos is also done well, and we get Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. It started up very underwhelming, and thus far it may be the best Dragon Ball Super Dragon Ball Heroes story arc so far. The manga is still has the Dark Demon Realm mission as its best. Can Ultra God mission surpass it? We will have to find out.